Welcome to our podcast, Bumps in the Night, Ghosts, Ghouls, and Hauntings. We are three like-minded women coming together with an interest in the unknown. We want to share stories and discoveries with you, dear listener, so won't you join us on our journey? This is episode 9, Haunted Vacations, Southeast USA.
Hey, I'm Mary.
I'm Brooke.
And I'm Sarah. And I'll take it away today. So we're going to start, as we always do, with segment number 1, What's Haunting Us this week? For me, I think I'm going to have to go with the heat. It's hot. It's hot. I'm dealing with sinus things. I'm not feeling great. It's rough. Our pool isn't open yet, so I have set up a water table for the child, but it was too hot today to even go outside and use it because the weather people are literally telling us not to go outside. So, yeah, I need the heat to go away. I mean, I want it warm so I can swim, but not this warm, so I can't even go outside to swim. Yeah. That's what's haunting me.
Fair enough.
Mary, what's haunting you?
The real haunting thing is teaching young people to drive.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Nope.
Too scary.
Our family sponsored a refugee to come to the U.S. because her dream was to be in New York, and we told her we're not New York City. We warned her a lot. But one of the things she wants to do is learn to drive, which we were like, great. She's got her permit and she's doing all the things, and so I did a lot of that today. Poor thing. Definitely tried to stop at one point and hit the gas instead of the brake and ran into a little, like a flower pot. Nothing broke. The car is fine. She is fine. You know, like I forced her to get back into the car because she was a little shaken. And I was like, okay, we're going to keep doing other things because otherwise it's going to it'll weigh on your head, you know, like you'll be nervous again to get in the car. So I kind of had her do some other stuff and to drive around a little bit. Other than that, she's doing really well. But it is
that's terrifying.
It's one of those days. Yeah, it's definitely very terrifying being in the passenger seat and not being able to brake.
Yeah,
when you're like, stop.
I honestly feel like everybody should have to do a driver's ed test class where they have to drive around with a teacher like that. I think it should be required.
I agree.
I
took one in high school, but it was not required. And I'm like, some of the people I see on the road, I'm like, I know not everybody would follow it, even if they had a class, but I feel like it would be better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I did not have that. They were not, they did not want us inner city kids driving at all. So they did not offer driver's ed. So we didn't have that. And as a result, I threw my dad into the windshield.
Oh,
so
no.
Oh, God. That's scary.
He wasn't hurt.
Oh, jeez.
It was just one of those things where, he was telling me to turn, and I was like, I am turning. And he was like, yeah, you need to move it more. You need to keep turning. And I was like, I am.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And
when I first got in a car, I thought you could just kind of
gently.
To the side.
Yeah.
Instead of moving all the way around. They don't explain that to you.
Right. And
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
He's doing all that stuff. I'm freaking out. So I just stopped. He tells me to stop at one point, and I stopped, I stopped harder than I should have. He was trying to reach over to actually turn the steering wheel all the way. And he went into the windshield. Poor guy.
Oh no. Jeez.
To which I said, oh, you mean upside down? I have to get all the way upside down. Yep. And I was just like, oh man, I've never had more of a moment like that. Like, oh, it goes upside down.
I wasn't the only one.
It goes upside down.
People that story, and I'm like, I've never heard anybody else do that. So that's
no,
funny.
I didn't. Turns out you have to turn more when you're not playing Cruising USA, and it's a real car.
Cruising USA. Oh, God.
All right, Brooke, what's haunting you?
Well, I was supposed to be in Chicago last week. My plans fell through. I've been wanting to go to Chicago since my grandmother told me. She used to tell me stories when I was a young adult. And so I wanted to go for a long time, and I had an opportunity. So now I'm just kind of like, I hope I get to go in the future.
That stinks. I'm so sorry.
Thanks.
That's such a bummer.
It is. So hopefully some point here.
I think it'll happen. Nice. I mean, that was like me. I was supposed to go to Paris in high school. In France general, and then I had a blood clot and couldn't go. So I did eventually get there. So
scary.
Yeah, so I did eventually get to
Yeah.
go. So I'm sure you will eventually get to go. Maybe it just
Oh,
wasn't the
I
right
hope
time.
so. Yeah, I was thinking that things happen for a reason, kind of thing. I don't know what I believe, but seems to be
Yeah.
that way
Mhm.
sometimes. So
Yeah, I get that.
we will see.
All right, so we're going to dive into our second segment, which is this week we're doing Haunted Vacation Southeast USA. I know a couple of weeks ago the one we released was Northeast USA, so let's go down where it's hotter. Makes sense for the summer. So
Even hotter.
even hotter. Yeah. That's us, even hotter every week. So I'll take it away. So since my second novel takes place there, I chose to do New Orleans, Louisiana. This is another one of those kind of situations like what you just said, Brooke, with the wanting to go and then couldn't go. We were supposed to go for my honeymoon, or our honeymoon rather, husband and I. It wasn't just mine. But then COVID hit, and so we didn't get to go, and we haven't been able to reschedule it yet. So eventually I'm sure we will get there, but not yet.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
Yeah. So I
I want to
figured
go there too.
I did so much research for my book, Devil's Hope, which if anyone's interested, shameless plug, you can go to Amazon. my pen name is S.J. Winter.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been told that it sounds like I've been there, so I'm guessing my research did well. I literally used Google Maps and walked around on Street View to get.
Probably made you want to go there more too.
Oh,
I would
definitely.
imagine.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I'm dying
Yep.
to get there, so eventually, maybe.
Yeah,
You should.
make
That's good.
these trips happen.
Yeah, we gotta just hit all these places.
Yes.
So, if you're looking for a vacation spot that blends rich history, good food, and a serious dose of the supernatural, New Orleans is the holy grail. This city is steeped in ghost stories, like practically breathes them. You can't walk more than a block in the French Quarter without bumping into some kind of haunted hotspot. And if you're the type who loves sipping a cocktail while ghost hunting, NOLA, I don't know if they like that phrase. So
I've heard people call it NOLA. Yeah.
I'll use
I
it
think
once
we will.
and leave it at that. It's got you covered. We're going to start with my favorite, which is Muriel's Jackson Square. The building was once home to Pierre-Antoine Lepardi Jourdan, who tragically died by suicide in 1814 after losing the house in a poker game. His ghost has stuck around, often appearing as flashes of glittering light. There's even a dedicated seance room upstairs that honors his spirit. They actually set a table for him every night. Only in New Orleans, right? Although I'm sure somewhere else they do it too, but I'm going to say only in New Orleans. Then there's Le Petit Théâtre, which is said to be haunted by Caroline, a young actress from the 1930s who tragically fell to her death. She's been spotted in a white gown, always a white gown.
Well, you know what? The burial shroud too. So,
True, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then there's also the mysterious Captain Ghost who watches plays from the balcony. I guess he was a theater lover in life and in death. One of the eerier spots is Pirate's Alley, where people have seen the ghost of Père Antoine, a beloved priest from the 1800s. He's often spotted in his capuchin robes, sometimes wandering the alley beside St. Louis Cathedral, or even pacing inside. And he's not the only one lingering around the cathedral. Père Dagobert, I don't know if who's saying it right, sorry. A former pastor is said to quietly walk aisles after the Mass. Now, if you want something really chilling, check out the Ursuline Covenant. Legend has it that young women known as casket girls arrived from France with coffin-shaped trunks. And according to folklore, these caskets held more than dresses. Some believe they were carrying vampires. Now, whether you buy into that or not, the convent's aura is deeply unsettling. And speaking of unsettling, how about Lafitte's Blacksmith Shop? One of the oldest bars in the country, it's rumored to be haunted by the pirate Jean Lafitte himself. Ghost sightings and weird activity are common here, especially late at night when the candles flicker is just too much. Now, of course, we have to do haunted hotels, and New Orleans has them. Plenty of them. The Bourbon Orleans Hotel is known for a ghostly woman dancing alone beneath a chandelier, and a nun who once slapped a construction worker for swearing. You go, sister, or whoever. The Andrew Jackson Hotel has a whole group of playful child ghosts, former students from a boarding school that burned down. Guests report hearing laughter, footsteps, and even finding their belongings moved. There's also a housekeeper ghost who straightens up the rooms, which sounds helpful. I think we've had one of those before. So, I'd be okay with somebody coming and cleaning things for me. Yep.
Yep.
Straighten up my room. I'm good with that. And
Here
if you're
for it.
yeah. And if you're brave, you can book a stay at Hotel Monteleone. I don't know if I'm saying that right at all. Where the 13th floor, yes, they call it the 14th, but we know better, is home to Maurice Beguer, a young ghost who still wanders the halls. Another place you can visit is Napoleon House. It once served as a hospital during the Civil War, and guests have reported seeing the ghost of a Confederate soldier and even a little old lady sweeping the balcony. Plus, mysterious glasses show up at the bar after closing time, which is weird, but very on brand for Nola. I guess I'm going to say it more than once. And we cannot talk about haunted New Orleans without mentioning Marie Laveau. I am very familiar with her. I don't know if you guys are.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's the legendary voodoo queen. Her former home on St. Anne Street is said to still host wild, otherworldly ceremonies. Some guests have reported hearing chanting or feeling strange energy just walking by.
I just want to know why the Casket Girls isn't like a story or a movie.
Right?
That
I feel like
is
it's
like untapped. Like, I mean, maybe it is, but I've never heard of it, so I'm going to have to do a little
I haven't. Maybe that
deep
could be your
diving
book,
into that.
Brooke.
That sounds cool, yeah. I'm like, that's a really cool idea.
New twist on the vampire
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. I've been to New Orleans. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. Lots of energy. Great food. Oh, love it.
I will get there eventually.
I didn't have any ghosts.
There's a few more places on my list. There's the Sultan's Palace, which is officially known as the Gardet Le Pretre House. The story goes that a brother of the Turkish Sultan rented the place, and one night assassins broke in and murdered everyone, which is not great. Ever since, ghostly
Not
figures
great.
not great. Ever since, ghostly figures have been seen wandering the halls and balcony. Finally, if you're a bookworm like me, stop by Faulkner House Books, where the author William Faulkner lived in the 1920s. People claim they've seen him writing at his old desk or smelled his pipe tobacco hanging in the air. So yeah, New Orleans is a city where the veil between the living and the dead feels incredibly thin. Whether you're there for the gumbo, the jazz, or the ghost tours, it's impossible not to feel the city's haunted energy. Just keep an eye out. You never know who or what you might run into. Ba-ba-bam.
Great travel destination.
Yes, I gotta get there. All right, Brooke.
Yes, you do.
Yes, we gotta get there, and I want to go where Brooke's going to talk about. So, take it away, Brooke.
Well, this one made me think of St. Augustine, Florida. My dad lives in Florida, so my husband and I have made several trips there, and just about every time we go, we actually drive to St. Augustine because it's only an hour away from where my dad lives. And the city's the oldest in the United States. It's beautiful. It's full of fun things to do. Each time we go there, we find something new. And again, we've been there many times, and there's still so much to explore. On one of our many trips through, we visited the old jail, and Derek got a very interesting recording. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe I mentioned that on another episode, though.
Yes, you did. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
So I'm not going to rehash that, but that was one of the things that we did actually get some interesting results. We also went on a walking ghost tour with one of the companies there, and it was a great time. We didn't catch anything as far as pictures or sounds or anything, but we did get some interesting responses with dowsing rods. Now, again, however you feel about them, but it was still a great time. Tour guides showed us some intriguing pictures that guests had gotten in the past. We also visited the fort, which claims to be haunted. I mean, many things, same as New Orleans. Lots of haunted places, of course. Oldest city, you're going to have a lot of history. But a lot of our tours were during the day, so there was lots of people around, minus the walking ghost tour. So that does take a pass outside of the building around the fort, which was neat and spooky looking. Again, some people had gotten some interesting pictures in the past. We just didn't happen to get any the time that we went. The graveyard is also a great location to visit both during the day and at night. It's beautiful, old, a lot of history. And also the St. Augustine Lighthouse is supposed to be haunted. It's another great location, but we also went during the day. I don't think they actually do night tours. Some of the other places do offer some night tours. But there's a decent video that Ghost Hunters did covering the lighthouse that actually you gave me, Sarah. So that's worth checking out if you're interested in the lighthouse to see what they discovered there. And there was some interesting results.
Was that the one where the chair moved in the upstairs? Like one of the members got up and left, and then a few minutes later the chair shifted?
It could have been, I don't remember now. It probably was.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to
it's
look it
been a
up.
little while since I
Yeah.
watched it. I'll have to watch it again, actually, because it's been a few years.
Yeah, me too.
Even going to St. Augustine, it's been a few years now because of COVID and everything. So we have to get back there. So, but yeah, definitely worth a visit, whether you're going for hauntings, ghost tour stuff, or just history or just tourism.
Hmm.
Really cool place.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to talk about Atlanta.
Yeah.
I lived there. So I feel like I'm a little bit like talking about places I live instead of looking up other places, but also I don't usually look at ghost tours for places I visit. But when I lived there, I heard about stuff. So most of the time, the thing that comes up whenever I asked anybody about stuff was Oakland Cemetery. It's very well known. Everybody says it's haunted. It's giant. I think it's like the first park in the city, and it's also a cemetery. They do a ton of tours and lots of people talk about it. I didn't do a whole lot at the Oakland Cemetery. I think there was like a 5K that I did there. It wasn't like nothing
You
haunted.
didn't hang though. Wasn't your haunt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, wasn't my haunt. Exactly. I did, however, do a ghost tour in Roswell.
I know. Georgia. I was with you.
You were with me, yes. And that was wonderful. And all the things that I pulled out of it, because the downtown area of Roswell is very cute. It's very walkable, which is wonderful. So that, of course, makes for a good ghost story. Mm-hmm. And there's lots of little cemetery type things in the area. And the main takeaway that I came out of that with was this was all plantation land, and it's not anymore. And now everybody's backyards are full of people who have been buried. I'm sure you've got more out of that than I did. But mostly I can remember everybody here was enslaved. Things were bad. Sometimes they talked about like the Civil War, or as they called it, the War of Northern Aggression. That was the first time I had ever heard anybody say that in a not sarcastic way.
Yeah.
And I was like taken aback. It was like the first year I lived there. I was like, oh my God. That's really a thing. I didn't realize that was a thing.
Thought you were joking. Okay.
Yeah, I thought he was joking. He was not. But yeah, so there was a lot of talk about that, lots of Civil War kind of stories. And again, just lots of, this was a plantation and this is where the slaves were. And it seemed like all of the ghosts happened to be the white people that lived there, which again was interesting because you've got all of these fairly rich people. I mean, Roswell's not a cheap place to live, living in these areas. And they're telling me that all of their houses are haunted because they keep finding, graves and mass grave sites and stuff near there. But the only people they're talking about are the white people who lived there. And I'm like, those weren't the people that are in your backyard right now.
Yeah.
Those guys were in the cemetery. So it does seem a little bit suspect to me that they wouldn't be seeing more anger, I would think.
They're trying to whitewash it.
Generally. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, the only thing I remember from that tour is they were talking about some mill at some point. I don't even remember what they were talking about the mill, but I just remember a mill being talked about and being like, oh, it's a mill.
There was a mill there. Yes. that was part of it. They spent a lot of time talking about the mill.
That's probably why I remember that part.
But again, not like it didn't really have much to do with any of the ghosts. It was just that there was a mill and that they made the northern soldiers made the southern people who worked at the mill, because the people working at the mill were the ones providing the soldiers with their outfits. Mm-hmm. Outfits is not the word. Oh my God.
Their uniforms.
Their uniforms.
Their outfits. They're cute outfits. They're totally on brand.
Their little ensemble. And then the northern troops forced these people to walk north. So yes, horrible, horrible atrocities happened in the South during the Civil War. Like that was just awful, awful timing. But again, we're hearing about gray ladies and beautiful historical dresses and not
all the slaves that were horribly abused.
100%. Exactly. And I hope that means maybe they went somewhere better and happier. But given the state of the world, that doesn't sound accurate to me.
Yeah. given that if you visit most plantations, they're not going to talk about the slaves, they probably just are whitewashing it.
To be fair, they did actually talk about slavery. Yeah, they did actually bring up slavery, which is, at least they admitted it. And as far as I know, they weren't having any weddings there. So there's that. I don't know. I mean, they have like a brunch place right there. It is what it is, you know.
Yeah.
Again, you're going to have, time goes on, of course, and people are going to do what they're going to do. But yeah, it was weird. I just remember them saying that there was rockers on the front porch and that one of them would move sometimes. And I just remember being like, oh, on old boards outside.
With a breeze, yeah.
Right, exactly. Like, sure, that could happen by itself for no other reason that we could find. But I mean, I like the thought of it. And again, we've got a ton of history in Georgia, a ton of history, especially in Atlanta and in the outlying areas. Most of the stuff I'm talking about is OTP just because that's where I was. But again, like, Roswell's such a cute little town. So it lends to that like sassy little walk downtown talking about the scary ghosties. It was a fun time. Yes. Believable? No. But again, believable to me is like, no.
Never.
Exactly. I don't really believe in it. So that's there. The Fox Theater is also known to be haunted. That one is ITP. That's inside the perimeter for those who aren't in Atlanta. So that one's more like the true city bit. And then all of the other suburbs are kind of outside of the perimeter. Again, I've been to the Fox. I didn't feel anything. I mean, again, I wouldn't, but
yeah.
It's a beautiful historical theater. And most theaters have some kind of haunted something or other story, which makes sense. I've heard lots of things. The main one was just, there's a former ballerina, but a lot of like a gray woman, a white woman, you know.
Yep.
That kind of stuff. Which, again, I'm like, she can't be everywhere. They
have other colors.
You know.
They could wear other colors than white, you know.
You would think. Maybe not. Maybe they only have to all wear white. Who knows? And always you die in your sleeping clothes and never your actual gown.
No.
Because like, man, some of these people in history have spent, I mean, so much money and so much time was spent on some of those clothes. And they're like, and in my nightgown is where I get to live for the rest of eternity now. Oh, I would be so mad.
I should include that in my paranormal romance in some way.
Yeah.
I had the greatest wardrobe ever, and I have to spend eternity in my nightgown.
Exactly. That's messed up. And guys are always in their like war attire, but never like their PJs. It's never a guy in his PJs. It's always a guy in his uniform or a suit. But guys never, they don't die in their sleep. Come on. The only other place I wanted to mention is Lake Lanier, which is haunted AF. This is one of those places where I'm like, sure, that actually could be haunted. But again, this all makes sense to me. This was a town, a very successful, mostly Black town that was then flooded to make way for a beautiful lake for rich people to live at and do water sports and things. Now, whether it's haunted or not is a thing, you know, you can believe it or not. Either way, it's dangerous to do recreational things on top of a town. Like there's literally like a steeple, there's trees under there. Like it's not safe. So whether you believe it's haunted or not, which again, if something was going to be haunted, that would be the place I would haunt, you know? But yeah, people have been said to have been taken under the water and drowned and things like that. But again, when you don't clear out the town underneath it and you just flood it, you could just be getting stuck with something. So who knows? 10 out of 10. Would definitely go to Atlanta again. Love it there.
I liked it. Yeah, I liked visiting. I'd go back.
But yeah, I'd go back. I think it's beautiful. And there's a lot of really great culture, a lot of really great history, and a lot of really just excellent communities out there that are just really thriving. I love to see it.
All right, so now we're going to dive into our haunted headlines. I'll go first this week. So I found an article that I was very excited to read. It was about whether New Orleans has too many ghost tours or not, and how they're disrupting homeowners. Unfortunately, there was a paywall, so I couldn't read it.
Oh no.
So I went looking to see if I could find it elsewhere without any luck. However, I did find a website with a list of ghost tours in New Orleans, and it looked like there were 34 of them listed. I feel like that's a lot. And if I lived there, if that many groups were going by my house on a nightly basis, I think I'd be pretty annoyed.
Mhm.
I know some cities in Europe and on the Mediterranean are basically at the point where they don't want tourists coming. So it's kind of
Right.
has me curious as to whether New Orleans would be headed that way or not. So what do you guys think? Would you like to live somewhere with such a haunted reputation that they had nightly ghost tours that went by your house and stopped outside to talk about how your place is haunted?
Not so much
I
because
would-
I would care that necessarily people were talking about my house, but like I don't even like the traffic that goes by my house, so I already know the answer's no for me. Like, go away.
Yeah, I've been known to mess with people that are tourists. I'm in
Probably
a
not a
lot
good
of
place for you
people's
then.
photos. Yeah, no, it probably wouldn't be good. I used to jump in people's photos when I was a teenager all the time. Yes, I would.
Oh my gosh,
So
that's true though. That would be fun. You could like mess with people,
that's what
like
I
put
would do.
like a shadowy figure up there or something, like
100%.
cardboard cutout.
I would buy myself a giant white nightgown and a bonnet and roam around.
Put a
Absolutely.
candle in your hand.
Yeah, exactly. I like it. Yeah. So yeah, I know that I have at least started a haunted story of my own at least once in my life.
Nice.
So yeah, poor people. So yeah, if anybody tells you the Acropolis in Astoria is haunted, that's probably my fault.
That was me.
That was me.
That's too funny.
But yeah, I would move that. I don't tend to like to live in touristy areas, and I tend not to do it to like the nice tourists, But yeah, if they were coming to my house, I think I'd be sad.
Like, no, go away, please. This place is not haunted. All right, Brooke, what was your story of the day?
So when I was researching, I actually found there's a National Ghost Hunting Day that is celebrated internationally every year on the last Saturday of September.
Nice.
So this year it will be on September 27th. I mentioned it when I was looking up some things for St. Augustine. So I thought that was really interesting. It was something I didn't know about. So I'm wondering if there's going to be maybe something around here that we might be able to get into or check out if there's any events going on anywhere close that we might be able to check some stuff out. Yeah, so that was news to me. I thought that was kind of neat though.
That'd be really cool, yeah.
Surprised I didn't run across it at some other point,
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it mentioned anywhere, you would have thought.
Yeah.
That's
And
cool.
we would have thought we would have come across it by now. So yeah. Pretty neat. So if anyone else is looking to do something spooky, this year it will be on September 27th.
All right, Mary, do you have any news for us for this episode?
I do not. Have you taken a ghost tour in New Orleans or stayed at a haunted hotel in Savannah? Do you have a Southern ghost story? Email us at beyondupstatemps@gmail.com and we might feature it on an upcoming episode.
And that's it for this episode of Bumps in the Night, Ghosts, Ghouls, and Hauntings. Thanks for hanging out with us in the shadows. Whether you're here for the scares, the stories, or just our charming voices. If you've got a haunted tale of your own, a weird headline you want us to check out, or a place you think we should feature, send it our way. You can find all of our links, show notes, and contact info in the episode description or wherever you're listening. Don't forget to follow us on social media for behind-the-scenes updates, sneak peeks, and all things spooky. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. Just search for Beyond Upstate Modern Paranormal Society on Facebook and Beyond Upstate Paranormal on Instagram. And if you're looking to rock some haunted merch, check out our shop. Links in the show notes. Please like and share our podcast with your friends. It keeps us going. Until next time, keep your lights on, your EMF readers charged, and remember, just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Stay spooky, friends. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.